This particular time, I'm going to introduce our speakers. Our first speaker.
Tell your name, Tim.
My name is Charles, and I'm an addict.
Hey, Charles.
And I don't know what their topic going to be on, but this is the men's rap. And our first speaker would be Jeffrey.
My name is Jeffrey, and I'm an addict. I want to do something different, man. I want everybody to stand up in here, man. I want everybody to stand up, and I want y'all to give each other a hug.
Thank you for your help.
Well, let me give you a hug, too, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'm going to make it down here with you. How you believe
Give
that?
this guy a hug here, man. This guy, on this guy for here.
Let me get some of this shit out.
Hey, man, come on. Give me some of it.
All right, bro.
All right.
I got them, man. I covered them. They probably need some more.
All right, my name is Jeffrey, and I'm an addict. And the theme of the convention is riding the river of change. And, you know, man, I'm always looking for change in my life. You know, give you a little bit about who I used to be. I come from a family of 16 brothers and sisters. I'm the second oldest. And like a lot of times when I was growing up, man, I was very insecure about who I was. I used to walk around with my head down. And like when people talked to me, I couldn't look at them in their face, you know, and had a lot of shame going on. Because people used to talk about how big my head was. You know, I had a little small frame body, but I had this big ass head. And they used to talk about me, you know. They used to call me, I'm from Ohio. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. And, you know, my friends used to call me Big Head, Buckeye Head, and, you know, just mess with me all the time, man. And then growing up in the projects, you know, you already know your ass gonna get it. You know, because that's what we did back in the day. We used to talk about each other. And if your ass was poor and you didn't have meat in your house, and the other kids had food in their house, they talk about your ass then too. You know, because I realized when I was young, I was doing an inventory on fucking people a long time ago. Like checking out their shit. You know, seeing how it differed with my family. And I kept, but I felt disconnected, man, as a child. I felt real disconnected as a young man, man. And so what I used to do, I used to get caught up in the television. You know, I didn't want to fucking go outside to be humiliated, man. You know, I didn't want to go outside and face these rough ass kids, you know. And like I was forced into that shit, man. You know, looking at TV, I got, you know what, I escaped in the television. You know, that became my fantasy world. You know, I watched shit like the Brady Bunch, the Partridge Family, you know, and I'm like, damn, boy, I wish I could live like that. You know, I wish that my mom could come home from work and my dad and all my brothers and sisters be fucking civil. That shit wasn't going on. You know, we were scrounging for who the fuck was gonna get the last piece of bread or who was gonna sneak in there and get a piece of meat while the fucking food was frying. You know, we did little sneaky shit, man. And it became a way of life, man. Because I started stealing in other people's houses. Like I'll go to my friend's house, the motherfucker mama being cooked that big ass skillet of chicken. I ask them, can I use the restroom? And I sneak off in the kitchen, get me a piece, and go in the bathroom and eat it. You know? And but when I got outside the house, it was about either you get down or you get beat down. And so my journey started, man, like first of all, my father, he was a black militant. My father was a Black Panther. So I grew up in that age area where it was a lot of racial tension where I lived at. The blacks was on one side, the whites was on the other side. So it was a lot of racial tension when I grew up. And then, like, my dad was my hero. Like, my dad was the one that I idolized. You know, he was a Black Panther. He was around about 6'4", and everybody respected my father in the city. You know, and I watched my father go through transitions in his life, like transformation, man. I seen this militant dude that I had a lot of fear of. My father never whooped me in his life. He didn't have to. All he had to do was tell me what he wanted me to do, and I did it, man. My father would say, jump, I jumped. I was scared of my father, but I loved my father. Because back then we had respect, man, for our fucking elders. Because we knew we'd get the shit beat out of us. But we'd get knocked the fuck out. So me, myself, personally, I don't know what the hell going on to age these kids today. You know, they want to run your ass, and you the parent. So anyway, I respected my dad, man, and like a lot of shit happened, man. Like, check this out. Like, I had trauma in my life as an 11-year-old, right? Like, my father got killed. Like, that's the first identification I had with death, was my dad got killed. But before my dad got killed, like I said, I seen my dad do different transition. Now, he was a Black Panther, right? So that shit, that kind of dwindled down, and when he went from a Black Panther, my father ended up being a fucking pimp. He was a pimp, man. I used to go down on the whole stroll just to watch him, but he didn't even know I was there. And I used to watch him, man, walking around and shit with his little prostitute, and one of the prostitutes was my sister's mother, because she ended up getting pregnant. And I ended up having a baby sister. Her name is Africa, but we call her Shasi. And like my sister asked me one day, she said, was my mama a hoe? And I said, your mama was the top hoe of my daddy's arsenal. And she was. And so, like, anyway, long story short, man, my dad, I remember one day I was looking for this dude, cause I just wanted my father to love me, man. You know, I like I went to find my father. Like wherever he was at, I fucking found his ass in the city. And he used to say, why you keep showing up where I'm at? I said, because you're my fucking father. I was 9 years old. I said, you my fucking father. And I'm gonna let you know you my father. So wherever he went, I went. I ain't give a fuck. What he gonna do, whoop me? For me trying to love him? And so it got to a point, my dad, everybody that he knew, he just said, you know, my father was into a lot of shit, man. He was that underground militant type of dude. And so the policeman was always looking for my dad. My dad would tell his friend just let my son know where I'm at. My father's street name was Choo Choo. And he ended up leaving the Black Panthers, but then he also had another gang called the Black Force. He had like 500 followers, and you know, like my father well known in Dayton, Ohio. And so I didn't give a damn about all this shit he was doing. I just wanted a dad in my life, man. And I gravitated towards my dad. And then when my dad got, you know, he got killed, I had a lot of fucking anger in me, man. I had so much anger built in me, and I started cussing God ass out. I went off on God, man, about taking my dad away from me. And then when it comes to my mother, man, like I don't know if I ever had respect for my mom, man. I think when my mom, when she started getting sick, and I started getting some clarity about who she really was, then I started loving my mom. But it was almost too late then. And what I realized, man, is that I had a problem with women. You know, my mom sent me to the store one time. And when she sent me to the store, you know, back in the day, they used to play tunk. And so my mom sent me to the store. She said, look, boy, I need you to go to the store and get some eggs and juice. And when you do it, bring back my motherfucking change. And I was only 6 years old. So I go to the store. The young dudes leaning against the wall in the project. They said, yo, where you going? I said, I'm going to the store. They said, what you got in your hand? I said, this. They smacked it out of my hand. They picked it up. They grabbed my leg. I said, man, give my mama money back. They said, man, get your punk ass out of here before we fuck you up. I ran home. I said, mama, they done took your money. She said, motherfucker, if you don't go get my motherfucking money back, I'm gonna beat your ass. So now I got fear in me, man, because I know what my mama's ass whoopings are like. I ain't give a damn about them young boys. I said, I gotta get that fucking money. I'm gonna get my ass whooped. So when I ran to get the money, I ran up on them. I started fighting them. I took my mama's money, right? And I ran home and I said, Mom, I got your money. She said, why the fuck you didn't go to the store and get the fuck what I told you? She said, get your motherfucking ass out here and go get what I told you. And at that point, my life changed. My whole life changed. Because I felt like my mom cared more about the motherfuckers that she had to feed than me getting my ass beat. I needed my mama to validate me, man. And when she didn't validate me, I ended up having a resentment towards my mother the rest of my life. And so when I went back to the store, them young dudes said, yo, man, what's your name? I said, my name's Jeffrey Green. They said, you want to hang out with us? I said, sure. When I got back home, I ran, I gave my mama the stuff. She said, where you going, boy? I said, can I go play? She said, yeah. She said, don't you cross that street. And the first thing I did was cross the street. And I went and hung out with them boys. And I grew up with them, and that's when I started my life of crime. I first got in trouble at the age of 9, breaking into police parking meters in front of the police department. And I got probation offers from the 9 to 18. And then I ended up going to juvenile. And then I was about to get sent to this place called Boys Town. You go in there, you don't come out until you're grown. And when they told me they was gonna send me to Boys Town, I cried. Because the judge said, you're gonna come out a man or you're gonna be a faggot. That's what the judge said. I said, I don't wanna go to jail. Because I always been scared of that shit, man. I ain't never wanna go to fucking prison. You know? And I said, damn, I don't wanna go to jail. So anyway, man, you know, that's how my shit began. You know, a little bit about me, I've been in the military. I've been in 3 wars. I did 16 years. And I got out and I started smoking crack. Bottom line. Bottom line. I got out and started smoking motherfucking crack. And when I started smoking crack, first I brought that street mentality with me. And that's why I really couldn't last in the military. You know, I want to be a motherfucking gangster in the service. And they wasn't having that shit. I went to more captain's mass in a little bit. Now check this out. I'm from Ohio, right? Majority of my friends was from New York. And they said, so they gave me a nickname in the military. They called me Thug. They said, you's a thuggish ass young man. And so because what I used to do, I used to steal. I wait for them to come from Liberty drunk, and I be laying in my rack while I'm asleep, and it's on payday. They ass be drunk with their wallets in their pocket, and I'll go through the whole bag. Take your fucking money. I take all their money, and then I fucking put it in a sock, and I'll fucking hide it. I did that shit every pay period. Check this out. I'm in the barracks with other people, right? When we lived in racks in the military on ships. So I fuck around. I was in engineering department. I wouldn't just go in my department. I would leave and go to other motherfucking people's department and get everybody, man. I was a thief. I was a fucking thief. I like breaking in people's shit. For real. I used to break in everybody's house around my neighborhood. Because they used to talk about my mama. They could say, look at me with them badass kids. I said, I'm gonna get their ass. I'm gonna get you motherfuckers. Talking about my mama, I'm gonna get y'all ass. And I did that. I got all the kids in the projects, man, and I had them lined up. And we used to stake out shit. One time we hit the whole motherfucking strip. I had 20 of them with me. I put them in alleys and put them on corners in case the police came, and we broke in all the grocery stores. And we had like 8 cars and loaded that shit up, and I took all that shit back to the projects. And I gave it to each of their family, man. I believed in that shit, man. My hood was what I believed in. And so, where I'm at today, man, now I'm about to get to the meat and potatoes of this shit, called recovery. You know, man, I've been in multiple relationships, right? And I didn't even know that little incident with my mom was gonna thrust into my whole entire manhood life. That little incident, man. Because see, I didn't even know why my relationships failed. Because I already had a backdoor exit for each and every one of my fucking relationships. I'm talking about I had an escape route. Before they got too close to my heart, I was only gonna give them a certain amount of time. And when they got real close, man, I had to go. I had to go. And I didn't understand why my marriage wasn't working. Because, you know, I married a young lady, man, she here. I hope she ain't in this room. Yeah, because, listen, hold on. She said, I'm coming to hear your ass share. And I said, Lord, because you know when a motherfucker share, you know when you're here sharing, telling the truth, you know what I'm saying? You like, damn, let me look around. Check this out, man. I thank God for my predecessor because what they taught me, man, don't motherfucking share on another person's expense. Share about your ass. Share about what's going on with you. Don't use another person to try to lift yourself up, man. And the reason I had y'all brothers hug each other, check it out. What did we have over there? It looked like some haters. There's some fucking haters in Narcotics Anonymous, man. I'm just gonna keep it real. You know, and I found that out, man. Everybody ain't to be trusted. Not in your personal fucking life. Like I done had people have front row seats in my life. Front row seats, man, in my life. And they stabbed me in my back, man. And that shit hurt. That shit hurt, man. Because I came in here with not trusting people anyway. Especially when my father's best friend killed him, man. See, I came in here with that belief. I can't let a man get too close to my heart, because he gonna do me like he did my daddy, man. So I can only just, you know, play that role. Even when I was on the street, a lot of motherfuckers I hung out with, man, I ain't even like. But I hung out with them because I was trying to fit in, man. You know, because that rejection shit go a long way, man. And I was that type of dude, man, I ain't give a fuck who you was when it came to a relationship. Just don't leave me, man. Let me stay next to you as long as you allow me to. You know, I ain't want you to reject me and leave me, man. You know, so I allowed them to do anything they wanted to do to me, man. To be honest, just don't fucking leave me. Because I remember praying to God, God, please let me go up in the mountains so I could be by myself. I want to be away from the world. I mean, that's how I used to feel as a kid. And it's a dude that did that shit named Rip Van Winkle. Motherfucker went up in the mountains and stayed for 20 years. And I read about that motherfucker as a kid. I want to be like Rip Van fucking Winkle. I want to come off the fucking mountain and come back to the land and let everything, but I want to be by myself. And I realized that ain't really what I felt, man. I was fear of the rejection, man. And so, you know, like I was looking at my literature, right? And it talks about the symbol. But then the symbol, it spells the word out WHOLLY. And it's holy. But that holy is talking about being totally free, man. That's what that fucking holy means. And that's what I'm trying to reach in my life, man. I'm trying to find that freedom. And the freedom I'm trying to find is from the pains of withdrawals. And I ain't talking about withdrawing from dope. I'm talking about withdrawing from that fucking rejection, man. See, until I get past that, I ain't gonna never have a healthy fucking relationship with nobody, especially no woman, man. Because that's my greatest fear. And see, I tried that. I thought I had gotten past that when I did my first 12 steps. I said, oh shit, I'm ready now. And I got past that shit, heavyweight champion in the world, until I met my goddamn wife. We talk about being with an addict that got untreated addiction. You at a different level in your recovery. They come in the room, and I thank God for my grand sponsor. Because even when I fucked up and got hurt with my wife, I started fucking with a newcomer. And I was an advocate against that shit. But like they talk about, everybody get a turn. Mr. Advocate ass, how you feel now? You know, talking about you all spiritual and shit. Your ass ain't, your dick ain't got no spirituality on it. Fuck you talking about? Let your flavor come past and ain't nobody know that they there. Man, I'm an addict. I always take the easy opportunity. You know? And I'm just keeping it real. So my grand sponsor said, Jeffrey, ain't nothing a newcomer can do but give you some pussy. What else they got to offer you? And I was like, damn. That's some real shit. Because that's all she had to offer me. She wasn't spiritually mature enough. And so I realized that's what happened in my relationship with my marriage. My wife was just learning about NA. So she wasn't spiritually mature. But my expectations on her, man, ran amok, man. Because I found out she was suffering from some mental things. When they diagnosed her, she had PTSD. Because she was in the military and she seen people get killed. But she didn't know she had PTSD. All I know is she was taking that shit out on me. I'm talking about pulling up at the house, right? Not even scared to go in my own house. Because I don't know who the fuck gonna be in there. Okay. I don't know who gonna be in there, so I was scared, man. And I used to be like, damn, I don't want to go in the house. But thank God, man, God gives us a different already reprieve, man. That we get a chance to reinvent ourselves in this motherfucker if we don't pick up no dope. I thank God for God allowing me to reinvent Jeffrey. To see who I really am on the inside, man. Because I went through a situation, I got involved with this young lady, man, and long story short, you know, the young lady, man, she cheated on me. And so I was fucked up. My heart was broken. My heart was tore up out the motherfucking frame. I said in that motherfucker, I said, either suicide or homicide. And I ain't talking about killing my goddamn self. I'm talking about fucking somebody up. Goddamn it, because see, I got an alter ego. His name J Mac. You don't fuck with J Mac's feelings. And goddamn it tore me up, man. I'm talking about I cried. And I said, God, why me? He said, why not you? Because see, you can't get mad at her, Jeffrey. And I said, why not, God? He said, because you came in the relationship dishonest. The only thing happened, she got your ass before you got her. Because remember, you weren't going to give her number 4 to 5 months, and then you had a backdoor exit. I said, oh my God. So what I did, I got on my knees and I prayed for her, man. God, please help this woman. And I had never did that. I've never thought about another person's feelings, man. And I got on my knees and I prayed for her, man. And I woke up and God had freed me. I was free, man. And me and her, we friends today. She still lives with me, man. Trying to get her a place to stay. See, that's how narcotics have shifted my spirit. That I'm able to help another human being in spite of how I feel. You know? And that's what total forgiveness looks like, man. See, now I can move on. I ain't got to drag my mama with me no more. I've been dragging my mom all these years, and I didn't even know I was still holding on to her. So hopefully I can find some freedom and continue to work, you know, my spirituality, man. You know, I'm going to share this because he said I got a couple of, just a minute. It's talking about growing pains. And it talks about, it's on page 9, it said, the bottoms we hit in recovery can be frightening. We go through some dark times. When we are in pain, it can be hard to reach out and easier to see the difference. But even in the darkness, the process is still going on. When NA members say, don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle, we're not just talking about the first one. Our lives are full of moments when we are faced with the difficult decision to grow or go. Many of us leave not when things are horrible, but when we have one more spiritual hump to get over. We lose our way right before the miracle sometimes, again and again. And see, that's the thing, man. I don't want to lose myself today. I'm trying to find who I am, man. And I'm gonna share this, man. Check this out. The greatest gift God has ever given me is allowing me to see me. And to continue to grow, man. Because I don't really want to hurt nobody, man. And I sure in the hell don't want to get hurt. That's right. So I got to quit being dishonest, man, when I'm in these relationships about what my intentions is. So what I'm about to do now, I'm about to try to be by myself. You heard that? I'm gonna try to be by myself for a year, man. You know, and just hold on, man. Thanks for allowing me to share.
Our next speaker will be Chico, and after he finishes, the floor be open up until 5 o'clock if time permits. Go ahead.
I'm Chico, I'm an addict.
Hey, Chico.
Hey, family. Good to be here today, and grateful for another day clean, and good to see all you guys out here today, and miracle to see all of us here together with a day clean. Another day clean is truly a miracle. I understand that a lot better today than I did on day one. I was really, trying to pray and think a lot about what a men's rap means and what men's issues might mean to me, because I really think about things more as addict issues rather than a men's issue. But some of the things that I thought about, when I first got here, two big things that were part of my bottom was that, when I got here was that I was a shitty father, and my daughter was 18 months old when I got here, and was that part of my bottom was that I'd been abusive to the woman that I was with, and I couldn't believe that I'd done that. And those two things had brought on so much shame. I remember that right towards the end of the using that, my fiance had left the house, and I had come back to the house and it was empty. I knew that they were leaving. I didn't know where they were for a few days, and I was about to switch and start using something else, and had that moment of clarity for me, and got that moment of clarity for me was seeing what I was that day, and it just had all this shame at what I had become through my using, and a neglectful father, and a abusive guy, and a violent guy, and I was really angry for the last few years of my using, and all that shame and that hurt and that pain, and all I could think about was killing myself, and started calling up suicide hotlines. And after a few calls, they were like, "You might want to call somebody about your drug problem." That wasn't really in my mind at the time. I just, I need help to not kill myself tonight. And, over a period of about a month, I dumped everything out of my house that day. Ended up, using one more time, but ended up going and being evaluated for like an IOP, which I had done before. It didn't take the first time. But it got me introduced to my first NA meeting, basically, and as soon as I walked in, I felt at home and felt hope for the first time, and didn't feel so alone, and felt connected, and that this was the place for me if I was willing. And so, those two issues, kind of drove a lot of desperation in me for a long, long time, a lot of pain and desperation. And so I didn't know how to be a father. My dad's father died of a brain tumor when he was like 5 years old, and he was just not really there. My earliest memories as a kid were just being like, why doesn't anybody love me? Those were like my earliest thoughts, and I didn't have a bunch of abuse or anything, but I just like, why doesn't anybody love me? What's wrong with me? My mom had all kinds of problems, and I'd find her in the bedroom or in her closet crying, and she told me all this stuff that I didn't realize nobody else knew until I was in therapy when they found drugs on me, and then she was sharing all this stuff that not even my dad knew about abuse and running from her dad from beating her and escaping from him. You know, she lived in South America, and, you know, he was in the military and people coming in threatening to kill him and all this kind of stuff. And I was the only one who knew this stuff when I was like 5 or 6, and I was just angry after that. It's like, why the fuck am I the only one that knows this, you know? And then just all this anger, and so, you know, I didn't know what love was or how to share or be open with anybody, you know, when I got here, and, you know, and when I was using, I'd be, you know, passed out and on the floor and supposed to be taking care of my daughter and, you know, needing to change her diapers and feed her, and she'd be crying, and my fiance would walk in and just be like, what the hell, man? And I'd still just be like, just so out of it that I just couldn't take care of her. And so, you know, those first few months, you know, part of what I started to try to do was to learn from other addicts about how to start to try to be a father, you know. And for me, things got worse before they got better. You know, we didn't go and try to use courts or attorneys at first. You know, I was giving her some money and having some visitation, and, you know, I still had all this anger and resentment, still wanted to get back together with her. And, you know, I was out front of her apartment building one time, and she put her finger in my face, and I grabbed it out of her face, and so then I had a restraining order on me, and, you know, I had never had any legal trouble before I got clean, and so, you know, in front of a judge, you know, clean, and didn't see my daughter for 3 months, you know, and, you know, I remember people talking about their fucking pink clouds and shit, and I never had that, and, you know, and I, you know, when I was sharing in a meeting, you know, nobody told me it was going to get worse before it got better, and some old timer at the time was just like, it gets worse before it gets better, now shut the fuck up and sit down and listen and keep coming back. And, you know, it's kind of how we talked to each other back then. And I was just like, oh, you know. And, you know, but I sat down and took the cotton out of my ears and put it in my mouth and listened and started, you know, trying to listen to, you know, other men in recovery, and some of the women too, you know, but, you know, for me, it's the men in recovery who have saved my life and taught me how to live. I mean, it's the men in recovery who have saved my life. And, you know, my first sponsor was a father, and, you know, he's the first, I mean, he was the only person I was really willing to open up to and call, this guy Rick G, and, you know, scary to try to talk to anybody. I didn't know how to talk to anybody. I didn't know about anything about intimacy or sharing or nothing about that. You know, my relationships were about using you, using me, trying to get what I could out of you, and they were trying to do the same thing with me. But, you know, he loved me. He loved me and tried to start teaching me about the basics of recovery, and I saw him with his daughter. He had my daughter was 18 months. His daughter was about 4 years old. She was a little bit older, and I saw him suiting up and showing up for his daughter and being there for her. And I mean, he wasn't perfect, you know. He had his anger issues just like I did, but I started to learn that, you know, I mean, you know, we finally went to court, and I had, you know, visitation guidelines. I mean, I gotta, you know, learn about the second step, you know, being open-minded and getting a power grade of myself to help me do what I couldn't do for myself. I mean, it's the steps, you know, where I get help. It's the steps where I learn how to change with, you know, guidance and help. And turn my will and my life over to that attorney and the courts, and got some structure, and I had to pay this much, and I get to see my daughter on these days, and had to have, you know, we had to do this. You know, I had to come and pick her up in public places and all this kind of stuff for a year, which is humiliating, you know, but that's consequences of my actions. But with his help and you know, slowly over that first couple of years, started to have some other men that I could start to trust and talk to, you know, learn what it meant to be responsible, learn what it meant to just, you know, even though it was painful, I didn't, you know, like to see her sometimes and deal with what I had to deal with. To be there on time every weekend on Friday and get her back on time. And, you know, I mean, she had all this, you know, anger and fear of me and everything. I mean, again, consequences of my behavior. And, you know, if I was even 10 minutes late, I mean, she'd freak out, you know, like, you know, traffic, this, whatever. But again, learning to be responsible, you know, and learning to do the things that I needed to do for her. And all the things that, you know, feeding her appropriately and getting her the clothes and stuff that she needed and doing things above and beyond the, you know, $100 a week that I was paying for her at the time or whatever it was. And you know, learning to, you know, deal with my own feelings when, you know, I was upset or I was angry or I was, you know, all the different roller coaster emotions, especially that first year, to not take it out on her, you know, to call somebody up, to get to a meeting. And I would take her to meetings, you know. I mean, some people have different thoughts and feelings about that, but there was nobody, you know, to take her. She's coming with me, you know. I was going to 7 meetings a week. And so, I mean, it was in recovery and from the men in recovery that I learned, you know, slowly how to become a father, and through working on steps on me and how to change, you know, and how to, you know, take and accept, you know, that these are consequences of how I was living. You know, this is consequences about how, you know, why my ex, you know, was behaving and acting the way that she was, because, you know, how I treated her resulted in permanent damage and permanent change. There was no going back. I mean, there was things that I did in my youth, and not just her, that even through the process of the steps, and I eventually made amends to her, you know, 5, 6 years, 4 or 5 years clean or something. And she saw changes in me, you know. Eventually, you know, I took my, you know, on my mom's side of my family, I'm from Bolivia. I mean, she let me, I mean, this showed me that she had slowly learned to trust me, and that that there was evidence, you know, that I was changing that other people could see. Is that, you know, she let me take her down to Bolivia with me to meet I have a huge family in Bolivia for 3 months. And I was just like, well, she may still hate me, but she trusts me. I mean, I could just like disappear, you know, I'm going way down South America and everything, but she let me take her down there for 3 months, and I was just like, you know, wow. And so I could not deny the fact that all the work that I was doing was slowly making a change, you know. And I would, you know, as my daughter grew up and things would change, and I'd be at her soccer matches, her rugby matches, her all the different things that she wanted to do. And, you know, I would need to learn to be flexible myself. If something was changing, if they were going on vacation, I needed to be flexible. And when, you know, she grew up into middle school and high school, and she had other things going on, that I needed to learn to be flexible. And then as she wanted to get more and more independence, it was just like, you may be busy all weekend, but you're still coming over here on Friday and you're leaving on Sunday. You know, she's like, oh, I don't want to come over this weekend. It's like, you can be busy all freaking weekend long, and we spend, you know, 10 minutes together, but you're still coming over. You cannot withhold, you know, your time with me just because you're going to be busy. You're still coming in and sleeping over here. You know, so we had to talk through these situations, and that was about, you know, learning to be a consistent and good father with her. And, you know, she might, you know, I remember one time there was a year when she was just fighting like crazy with her mom, you know, and I remember my sister was just going at it with my mom for a year, you know, when they were teenagers. And, you know, and I remember one day she called herself in sick to school, and she was out running around somewhere with her boyfriend. And of course the school figured out, and her mom freaked out. We don't know where Gabriella is. And she called me, you know, and didn't call her mom, and called me, and she's out driving around, and she's like, they know that I'm not there. And I'm like, I know they do. And she's like, well, what should I do? And I'm like, well, you can keep on skipping the whole day, and you'll lose the whole day, and you'll get suspended. Or you can go back there, you know, right now and accept what you've done, and you'll miss those few classes. You know, you won't get suspended if you go back right now. And either way, you're going to have some consequences. And she went back. I couldn't believe it. She went back, because she was not like me. If I was out, I was like, fuck you, I ain't doing what you're telling me. I remember my parents telling me, they were like, I hope that she does to you what you did to us. And she never did. She hated getting in trouble. I was just like, yeah, let's get in trouble, man. Let's tell the teacher to fuck off today. And she never did any of that. She hated being in trouble, and she went back, you know, and and suffered the consequences for calling herself in, and went back, and she had like a detention or something, but didn't get more consequences for calling herself in. She wasn't too slick when it came to getting in trouble or trying to get, but and to me it was just like the nature of our relationship. She called me and talked to me about it, and was like, hey, this is what's going to happen, and I was like, I didn't really judge her, because hell, I was doing much worse than that, and it's like, this is what's happening, this is what you've done, and this is like, these are the potential consequences, and and then another issue came up, as I was doing better and better. I went back to college. I failed out of college at the end of my using, and one of my first dreams I woke up was going back, finishing my undergrad degree, and one of the miracles that's happened in my life is that, not only did I go back to complete my undergrad degree, I got a master's degree in biology, and I've become a physician, in recovery. I'm a practicing psychiatrist now. And, I had always let them know, it's like, we'll figure out a way for Gabby to go to college, somehow. Well, her mom interpreted that as being, well, I'm going to pay for 100% of college, and I'm going to keep on giving you child support. And I'm like, you're fucking insane, You're going to have some responsibility. I'm not going to keep on paying for all your child support and pay for everything. And,
That's right.
and there was after I had worked through a lot of my, resentments and anger and amends and everything with her mom, my anger went away, and I just kind of let that go, and I stopped thinking about her. But her mom maintained all this anger and kept on putting our daughter in between us and in the middle, and I would try to communicate by email or text, and she's like, don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me this way or that way. And it was a struggle to communicate. She always wanted to have communications through my daughter. And it was getting to Gabby's senior year, and, it was just like, her mom was telling my daughter, it's like, no, your dad's just going to pay for everything. He's going to keep giving child support to you in Indiana until you're through 21. And I'm just like, I went to an attorney, and I'm like, this is what's going on. There's certain ways that it happens in Indiana, and, my daughter's getting freaked out, and I'm just like not including her. This does not include you, no matter what your mom is telling you. And so she was really upset with me and confused, and so eventually it came to get resolved, and the way that it got resolved, and eventually a few years later when she was in college, I finally explained to her what had happened, and she sort of understood, and she was upset and told me how she felt about it. And it's like, I tried to explain to her, it's like, look, I was trying to keep you out of it. This was something between me and your mom and not you, and I did the best that I could, and that's what I had to do as her father, and not put her in the middle of it, not put a bunch of garbage about me and her mom with her in the middle of it. And that's all I could do was my part. I cannot control her mom. And that was about, and that, was again about being a father and about being a man in this situation with them. And that's, I talked to my sponsor and other men, and they were like, yeah, you're trying to do the right thing, and I'm powerless over her mom. Whatever she says or does, I can't do nothing about that. Whatever she's doing with her, manipulation of trying to manipulate the situation, it's like, these are the laws in the state, and she's under this misconception that I did end up paying for all of college, and I'm not going to keep on giving you child support through this whole thing. Yes, I'm doing better. I'll pay for the whole thing, but I am not going to give you 3 more years of child support. And, finally she came to her senses with her attorney and said, this is a pretty damn good deal, So, and I'm happy to do that because I'm doing incredibly well now, I'm willing to do more because it's a huge gift on the outside, So, but it was through the guidance of the men, that I learned to become this good father, and I've got a great relationship with her now. She's in the Peace Corps in Costa Rica. She's got a master's degree in social work, and I've had the chance to be a part of that. I've had the chance to be a part of that. On the other side was this issue with women and with intimacy and how to have a relationship, and I was really scared of my anger. We got this suggestion of no relationships for the first year, and I had all this ego. I followed that relationship the first year, but it was really about shame and fear that I was gonna fucking lose control of my temper and hit somebody again. it wasn't anything about, oh, I followed that suggestion. It was all about shame, and desperation. And so I've had this long, long process about learning. I learned how to have intimacy in a relationship with my first and second sponsor. I learned how to talk, how to share, how to trust, how to talk about my feelings, how to be open, with my first sponsor, Rick, and then with my second sponsor, Jay. I learned all the basics and worked through all the 12 steps and learned how to be open and how to listen and how to be vulnerable and, how to hear feedback that I didn't want to hear and how to hear suggestions and how to take suggestions and how to share about my fears and be vulnerable and scared with those relationships with those two men. Rick was only my sponsor for the first year, and it was a huge crisis for me. He had never worked a 4-step. And we got, working steps, worked the 3rd step, and, he being an addict, he's like, oh, Chico, man, I've shared all my secrets with this person and that person, it's almost like I've worked a 4-step. And, I had some other relationships, and they're saying, you can't teach what you haven't done, you can't. I'm just like, oh, shit, what am I going to do? What am I going to do, and eventually, I knew what I needed to do, and I knew that he hadn't done it, I just knew it, and I sat down and I told him, and he was great, he's like, yeah, you got to do what you need to do for your recovery, and he understood, and Rick and I, he helped save my life, and I had a wonderful relationship with him. He died of cancer about 4 years ago, and I still miss him every day. No, still. Yeah. It's such a gift to have the relationships that we do in NA. It's such a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked this guy Jay to be my sponsor, and I worked all 12 steps with him, and got really close with him. Did the 4th and 5th step with him, and learned more about getting deeper and going through the steps. And he was my sponsor for 10 years, and learned the rest of the fundamentals of the steps and more about intimacy and closeness, and sharing all my secrets when I did with him when I did the 5th step, and just that just rawness and that openness that happened, and that closeness that happens, that relationship. And it was really no deeper than I had with Rick. I was still so tight with Rick, and he moved. He lived down here for a while, and in Florida, and in Denver, and but it's funny, even though I didn't work the rest of the steps with him, I had just a wonderful relationship with him, and so as my relationships with men got better, and myself, I was slowly able to have better relationships with women, and for a while I wasn't willing to date or see anybody who wasn't married or in a relationship. I was just like, you're not getting in here, no way, I'll go out with you if you're completely unavailable.
Hell no.
And that's what I did. That's what I did for years, and then, after a while, then I just completely stayed out of relationships for several years, and then eventually, I continued to work on my relationships with women, forgiving myself, continuing to learn how to treat women, and stop looking at women as either a slut or some fucking princess, worse than me, I'm better than you, you're better than me. Slowly, kind of evened out where, we're on the same playing field and just human beings. And that was I had around 20 or 21 years clean when, I finally met this woman in my residency. She was like 2 years ahead of me, and she started texting me, and I wasn't looking. I was just, she texted me, and I just thought, man, here's this upperclassman trying to be nice and supportive. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks, man, I'm doing great. Yeah, this is what I'm doing this weekend. What are you doing this weekend? And just fucking over my head, didn't get it. And, it took 3 tries, and thank goodness she kept on trying, and we ended up, dating, and we've been married 5 years now. It's been
Congratulations, my man.
and we have a great relationship. We've had a tough couple of years. We had 3 miscarriages, and that was really tough. And we both kind of got separated. I mean, emotionally separated. Had to talk about that, and much harder for her. It was really tough on me. That was harder than I thought it was going to be. And we decided to try adoption, and then 6 weeks ago, the adoption agency bankrupted and closed, and kind of going through another grieving process with that. But we've been together. We communicate. We each have our own lives separate from our lives together, and it's just a wonderful relationship. But it took about 21 years for me to really kind of get on the same playing field with women. That that I don't know. I had this day when I finally realized that I don't think about women like I used to, and I can have relationships with women that are just friendships. That's right. And I don't confuse platonic attraction to a woman with sexual attraction with a woman, which is, I have some really close friendships with women today, and I don't want to fuck them,
That's right.
And so, thinking a little bit about some issues with me and men today, I moved to Atlanta about 4.5 years ago, and I sponsor a lot of guys, and I think about the fact that a lot of these guys I've gotten to be really good friends with, and I've really noticed that since I moved to Atlanta, that I really need to continue reaching out to try to develop friendships separate from sponsorship, and that as a sponsor, it's still, and I find myself having the desire to reach out to these sponsees sometimes, because it's like, hey, let's go see a movie, let's go do something. But as their sponsor, it's my responsibility to let them be responsible for the relationship.
That's right.
I mean, and that was ingrained for me from day one. It's your responsibility to reach out to me. I mean, I might reach out to somebody if they're in crisis, or somebody that I'm close to that they've reached out to me for years and years and they disappear. I'll do that, or some crisis, big deal happens. Yes, I'm going to reach out to you. But otherwise, I am not going to do that, because I am cheating them of their recovery if they do that. And so that's something that I'm kind of working on right now, that I need to continue, because I've got a ton of relationships. I mean, I sponsor 10, 12 guys, and that's a gift. I love that. That's one of my favorite things of ways to do service and recovery, and I love to work one-on-one with guys. And so I need to keep on working on that it doesn't matter how long I've been here, and that it doesn't matter. I got to keep on working on my own recovery and reaching out, and I really need to do more of that. I've got a very full life, very full life now. But that is one thing that I need to kind of keep on doing. And one thing, and I was with, a guy that I sponsored today, sitting out, having lunch, and am I done? Am I fast time?
You got about 52 seconds.
Okay. I got clean in Indiana and moved here just before I had 20 years clean, and this song came out. There's this food truck thing. It was awesome. It was really delicious. And we're sitting on the lawn, and this song Wagon Wheel came on. I play guitar, and I had to go on a away party, and me and a bunch of friends played this Wagon Wheel song, acoustic stuff, and we were sitting out there, and I just started crying, and because it was my going away party, and I still love all those people, and there's it's never going to be the same. I can live here 19, if I'm here 19, 20 more years, and if I stay clean all that time, and I'll have that length of relationship with you guys or other people, it'll still never be like the first 20 years clean.
That's right.
It'll never be going to 7 meetings a week all over freaking Indiana, where everybody knows how fucked up I was those first few years. And so it's just